Up next, contractor Niles Lunetta has not gotten around to renovating his own boring home office.
This is not even on the list.
So, we're going to turn it into an elegant English study. We will create a coffered ceiling, panelled walls, and hardwood floors, all while using amazing architectural details. And to make all the architectural elements pop, designer Michelle Carano is here to put her personal touch on the whole space. Niles, Kim, beautiful home. What happened here? Because Niles, I know you're a contractor.
Yeah, I'm a contractor. I don't, this room just kind of is last. It's not even last. This is not even on the list.
We bought a new construction, so every single room had white walls, white trim, and Niles has been doing one room at a time. This room is definitely in need of work.
So Niles, what do you want to get out of this room?
I would like to come in and just be inspired. Maybe I could get some ideas for other people's houses. I want people to see the room and say, wow, that's beautiful. Why don't we do that in my house?
Cool.
So if it's like the clothes make the man, the room makes the contractor?
Yes.
You've got two daughters.
Yes.
So what do you think they would like?
I think they want him to have his space. You know, it's his space, because we decide everything else pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, we really wanted to go with the dark wood.
The library feel, cozy.
Library feel, yeah.
Great.
You know, we just wanted it to feel more homey.
So here's what I'm thinking. English den. You know, something really rich with tons of wood.
Beautiful.
What do you think, Michelle?
I think that's a perfect idea. Because back then, English den showed your status. So you want it to be traditional, but you don't want it to be showy. And I think doing everything in wood would be amazing.
Awesome, because
Yeah.
speaking of amazing, check out the ceiling. What do you see now?
Flat.
Not a great deal. What I want to see up there is like a traditional coffered ceiling.
Perfect.
Coffered meaning the ceiling is divided into grids, and then along those grids we place bits of timber, we drop them down slightly, and then inside each of the squares we run dental molding to give it a really rich, full, Old English feel.
I think it's great. I think it's going to give real dimension into this room.
The things that you're saying, the whole English feeling and the whole wood, that's exactly how we were thinking.
This architectural masterpiece will be defined by the stained wood, so we're going to need rich timbers of the highest quality. I'd like to spend $1,000 to transform your walls by adding 8-foot high maple panels that wrap around the room, capped with a chair rail. And then the best part will be the intricate oak moulding that creates panelled squares. But keep in mind, by doing this kind of custom work ourselves, we are saving thousands.
I love it. I think it's great.
All right,
Okay.
well, if you're doing that, then I'm thinking really rich fabrics in crimson and red, that classic English colors, and then a Persian rug for the floor.
I think it's great. I think it'll be perfect for Niles. It sounds like it's going to be really masculine. I like the dark colors.
One basic design principle is to have your interior doors coordinate with the rest of the room. A new hardwood panel door would cost about $500, but I have a treatment that'll make these fiberglass doors blend seamlessly with the high-quality wood in this room for less than $50.
We were worried about the doors. We had no idea. We were thinking we would have to just buy like a hardwood door and then stain it.
And these rugs are in great condition, but it doesn't fit with our English theme.
When we go out looking for floors and things like that, she's always over at the hand scrape.
Oh, perfect.
We can get the look of a hand-scraped hardwood floor, but what we will actually purchase is a machine-produced version that will look authentic and save a bundle. In the old days, they used to get a plane and they'd draw the plane down the pieces of timber so it wouldn't be flat, it'd have little undulating surface.
That's exactly what we wanted.
Now that's a lot of architectural detail to take in, but Michelle, what sort of furniture are we going to have in here?
Well, I want to do a classic English desk with beautiful legs and beautiful lines to it. We're going to do a little bit of paint in a nice neutral tan so it doesn't really call attention to itself, but it blends in perfectly.
I am so ready.
I think we need a couple of Billy lids. We need to bring in the A-team.
Excellent.
Ashton and Alexis.
Right.
All right, girls. Wow, we've got 4 of them.
You're in trouble now.
This will be the biggest rip ever. Let's get started.
Everyone's ready.
Everything's got to go. All right, guys. Biggest team ever, smallest room. But let's get started. This room is getting a big rip. Even the baseboards and moulding are going. Now this carpet is in relatively good condition, so we are going to roll it up in one piece and we're going to donate it because someone could really use this. Now tell me, what is the cool lingo? Because where I come from, it's like, that's a dead set ripper.
Well, here it's kind of like wicked or hot.
The ripper's done, and we're about to bring in some wicked hot moulding coming up next.
Stay right there, because I'm going to show you an inexpensive and easy way to transform your windows using only a staple gun.
And don't get too comfy, because you're going to be on the edge of your seat when you see what we do with this moulding. It's day 2 at Niles and Kim Lynetta's house, and we're creating a traditional English den through architectural details like a coffered ceiling, wall panels, and hardwood floor. Yesterday, there was a big rip. The floor came out, the baseboard, the door trim, and the window casings. Today, though, is paint day, and number 2 job is shopping. Where are my Billy lids? And Kim.
Hi, James.
Hey, brekkie time?
Yeah.
Well, are you guys ready to go on a shopping trip?
Yeah.
We have to buy some moulding and some paneling. So grab your jumpers and joggers and let's hit the road.
What do you think of the color?
I think it's gonna look great.
I think it's going to go really well with the paneling.
Right, one thing too is I love that it goes well with my skin.
It's perfect with your skin tone. See, I care.
While we're shopping, remember, we're splurging on the finest woods to create our English den. All right, girls, here's the deal. I want to line that room with some maple, so I brought you here. So the thing about maple is that it's a much lighter timber and it actually has a little bit less grain. We need to get something like this. This is a 1/4-inch maple veneered panel, and I want to line the room. But to offset the maple, the key ingredient is oak moulding. The oak is going to stand out in front of the maple and give you definition. I think it's going to be unbelievable. What do you think?
Sounds great.
So I think we need to grab a couple of sheets of this. So Kim, you and I will go back to the car. You girls, grab the timber. We have huge moulding selection down here. I think we really need to go for oak. What about something like this?
That's really pretty.
It has nice lines. It's also been embossed. Now embossing is when they actually stamp into the timber and create, see this groove?
Yeah.
And what that'll do is that'll hold the dark pigment in the stain. At $7 a foot, it's a detail that will add opulence to the room. And we can install it throughout the rest of the room for under $500. How are your staining abilities?
I've got some experience and
Yeah?
some gloves.
Excellent.
All right, so this isn't for vanity, even though you have beautiful nails. It's because we're going to get a little bit dirty here. This is great because we've got the maple and the oak. They're going to stain up beautifully. I wanted to get an English chestnut because I thought it would have a really warm tone to it.
Right.
So we're going to start on each end and we're going to meet in the middle. When you put a stain on that's really dark and rich like this, we want to take it and we want to wipe it off. So see how now it picks up all of the grain in the wood?
Yeah, that looks great. I used to do everything like this. I laid tile in our old house and I laid hardwood floor in our old house. But now that I'm married to Niles and he does it for a living, he can do it.
The boys are going to have a lot of work. It's their turn now.
All right, now that the ladies are finished staining, we can start to clad these walls in maple panels.
All right, so we're gonna cut the panels to 45 3/8.
That's right, mate.
All right.
And these panels are going to make this room look extremely rich for only $64 a piece. By choosing a thin veneer, we are saving tons.
I'm really excited to see how everything's gonna look. You know, the wood trim and the paneling, and I think it's gonna look great.
Are you relieved to be getting it done?
Oh, absolutely. It's just something I never would have been able to do myself, you know?
So it really is true, a carpenter's house is never finished?
Yeah, exactly.
Now we're going to staple this on. Ordinarily, we'd probably use nails, but when you're working with a thin veneer, the staple gives you a much better hold. All right, so the next step is we have to cut out for the lights and all the power switches, and off we go.
Now that's a ripper.
I wanted to bring a really elegant look to Niles's English study, so I'm going to make a beautiful drapery that takes no sewing at all.
All I'm using is fabric, a staple gun, and a 2x4.
Here's how you do it. Taking a piece of fabric and you staple it across the top. Find the pin at the center mark and you're going to staple right there.
Then you drape the fabric and staple it to the edge of the piece of wood.
And that's how you make a swag without sewing.
We've finished the panels, so Niles and I are topping them off with a decorative chair rail. Nice. All right, mate, next step, it gets a little simpler. We're gonna bring the molding in that runs down the center of these panels and covers the divide. Also, we're gonna create panels by four-sided mitered molding, which is gonna sit in the middle of there, and it is gonna look amazing. It's the moulding that gives the walls dimension and makes them look custom-made. And custom-made walls would cost thousands. Oh mate, whew. Last bit of moulding, this entire place has been transformed in 2 days.
It's awesome.
Wait till you see the next two. You're gonna fall off your chair. For step-by-step instructions on how to clad your walls in your own home, we'll go to hgtv.com/renew for all the details. Stick around, because I'm going to transform this ceiling into something amazing. Niles, biggest job ever, Rip and Renew history.
And I have a plan to get these doors to blend in with the rest of the room.
Whoa, really looks like wood.
Isn't that amazing?
This doesn't happen very often.
No, it doesn't.
Now it's day 3 at Kim and Niles' place, and as you can see, the architectural makeover is coming along. Designer Michelle Carano and I are adding dramatic architectural details to turn this plain office into a stately English den. Contractor and homeowner Niles Lunetta never took the time to take care of his own house until now. His wife has insisted we create this room just for him. We have new paneling, we have new molding, and we're about to see a new floor go down. Check out these guys over here.
This dark walnut floor with these walls, fantastic.
Speaking of fantastic, we're creating a coffered ceiling. Now the first step in constructing the ceiling is to divide it into a grid pattern, so we have a place to lay our support beams. All I need to do is measure to the center of this, 45 3/8. I go up, transfer the number, 45 3/8.
So Niles, what's one thing, if someone were laying down floors by themselves at home, what would you say is the biggest, most important thing to remember?
In terms of actually laying the floor, you have to have a nice, solid, even starting point.
Okay.
It has to be parallel, it has to be straight, because your whole floor lays off that line.
For us just doing this ourselves, how much money do you think we save?
We'd probably save somewhere around, I'd say around $1,000.
Excellent. I could spend that somewhere else.
While they're busy on the floor, I'm going to cut the wood for our coffered ceiling. Now the support beams are going to be these 4x2s. They get attached directly to the ceiling with the nail gun into the old ceiling rafters. Niles,
Yes.
I cannot believe you and Michelle knocked out this floor in a morning. Unbelievable work.
Thank you.
So we're about to use a string line that gives us one straight line, so that when we go to nail our timber up, if the timber has any defects in it, we'll be able to straighten it out. So how do you think this room might affect you once it's finished?
When you're in a room that looks like, you know, that you're just not happy with, I think it kind of gets to you.
It's hard to be